Most of you aren't subscribed. Make sure to slash that subscribe button, as it helps out the channel. Without further ado, seeing a yellow-haired boy clinging to an uncomfortable girl, Tanjiro steps in to part the two. Realizing the two had met before, Tanjiro sends the girl off, but she scolds the creepy and clingy yellow-haired boy, only to leave the two. As the desperate yellow-haired boy blames Tanjiro for the girl leaving him, Tanjiro puts on a face of disgust, only to hear the boy ask for Tanjiro's protection. Introducing himself as Zenitsu Agatsuma, Zenitsu reveals that he had become a slayer, because he had a debt to pay, and becoming a slayer and working tirelessly was the only option. He wanted to die in the final selection, but he luckily survived, and now he's afraid of dying at the hand of a demon. Cheering Zenitsu up, Tanjiro gives Zenitsu his remaining food, but Zenitsu splits it, sharing it with Tanjiro, as they continue to walk. Empathizing with Zenitsu's fear of demons, Tanjiro and Zenitsu are alerted to hurry to their location, as things are escalating. As the two approach a house, Tanjiro smells the smell of a demon, whilst Zenitsu hears some odd noises. Noticing some spooked children, Tanjiro introduces Zenitsu's adorable sparrow to the kids, which gets them to open up. Having paced the house with their older brother, a demon appeared and grabbed their brother, dragging him into the house. Having followed the demon here, the two were too afraid to enter the house. Commending the children for their bravery, Zenitsu begins to hear a noise, alerting the others to its unusual tempo. Unable to hear what Zenitsu is talking about, they all witness a man flung outside of the house. Creating a pool of blood, Tanjiro apologizes for not being able to help him, and asks if this man is their brother. Hearing that this is not their brother, and that he may still be alive, Tanjiro heads into the house. Before he does, Tanjiro leaves the box, housing Nezuko, with the little boy and girl, whilst Zenitsu follows Tanjiro in. Continuing to whine, Zenitsu gets Tanjiro to mention his broken bones from the previous fight, but this only scares Zenitsu more. Suddenly, the little boy and girl run into the house, having heard weird scratching noises from the box. Before they can make their way back outside, the four are separated, with Tanjiro and the little girl alone, the other two are in their own group. Suddenly, the demon, emitting the most potent smell, walks by Tanjiro and the little girl. Elsewhere, we see Zenitsu clinging to the little boy, only to make their way back to the exit. Realizing that the door leads to a different room, the two spot a boar-like human standing in the darkest. Running past the two, Zenitsu only gets more frightened. Back with Tanjiro, he's able to stop the little girl from screaming, instructing her to wait in the hallways, as that is the furthest place from the drum demon. Drawing his blade, Tanjiro listens to the demon complain about his prey that had escaped. Interrupting Tanjiro, swings his blade at the drum demon, only for the demon to tap his drum, shifting the gravity of the room. As the room flips sideways, Tanjiro is moved away from the demon, but hears an approaching noise. Bursting through one of the doors, the boar-like human appears, wielding Nichiren blades, resembling Tanjiro's very own one. With the boar-like human charging at the demon taps his drum, moving the room around once again. Seeing the boar-like human stepping on the little girl, Tanjiro rushes to comfort her, getting into an argument with the boar-like human. Hearing the two fight, the demon gets enraged, tapping its drums, but this time it slashes at the two. Continuing to shift the gravity of the room, the demon suddenly disappears, whilst putting Tanjiro and the girl in a completely different. Tanjiro smells blood, realizing another victim had died in this house, but decides to leave the room, venturing onwards. Hearing noise from a room, Tanjiro burst into one of the rooms, seeing a scared lone boy, holding one of the demon's drums. Back with Zenitsu and the boy, the two hold hands, both afraid of the darkened house. As the two begin to worry about the others, they are interrupted by a demon that crawls out from the dark nest. With the flight senses kicking in, the two bolt away from the demon, as the demon crawls after the two. Taunting the two, the demon makes use of its outstretched tongue, attempting to capture the two. But Zenitsu dodges in time, grabbing the boy, and smashing through, into a room. As Zenitsu's feet turn to jello from the fear, he asks the boy to leave him, but the boy refuses. As the demon enters the room, Zenitsu faints, forcing the boy to drag Zenitsu away from the demon. Crawling closer and closer, the boy cries for Zenitsu to wake up, as the demon's tongue is above the two. Suddenly, the demon's tongue is cut. Having closed his eyes, the little boy sees Zenitsu standing up, giving off a different kind of aura. Taking a stance, Zenitsu exhales, which sends shivers down the demon. Performing his first form as part of the lightning breathing series, Zenitsu disappears, dashing past the demon and decapitating it along the way. Sheathing his blade, Zenitsu wakes up to the demon disintegrating. Believing that the little boy had slayed the demon, Zenitsu thanks him, which confuses the little boy, as Zenitsu doesn't remember what had just transpired. Thinking about it later, the two continue to make their way through the house. At the same time, we see the boar-like human running through the house, having been stuck in it for 3 days. Sensing a demon's trap, the boar evades the demon, taking a stance, and using his boar breathing techniques. Severing the demon's limbs, and then its heads, the boar continues on his. It's revealed that the demon with the drums were originally part of the 12 demon moons, with Muzan giving him some of his blood. But he was stripped of the title, when the demon reached his limits. Back with Tanjiro, he learns that the boy holding the demon's drum is the girl's older brother. Apparently, he had obtained the drum, when several demons fought over who could eat him, as he had rare blood. Upon picking up the drum, the boy was transported to a different room. The boy's rare blood is supposedly a demon's favorite, as it's worth 50 humans. Realizing that the drum demon is approaching, Tanjiro leaves the girl with her brother, asking them to hit the drum when he leaves, and he comes to find them when it's over. As the demon approaches, the two kids disappear, leaving Tanjiro with the drum demon. As the demons toss and slashes at Tanjiro, he begins feeling his body give out from his previous battle. Suddenly he remembers, his master instructing him to move like water, and use his forms to compensate for his injuries. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like and comment.